You know, I've always heard this old saying, you turn over enough rocks, you're eventually going to find a snake underneath one of them. Would that sound familiar? Hasn't the deep state, hasn't the powers that be been flipping rocks for the last couple years? Even longer than that, but they've really ramped it up over the last few years.
What have you done about it? What have you done to keep the tyrants at bay? Oh, wait. Vote, sue, and attend Pro 2A rallies, and not to mention do some SHTF prepping like it's going to make a difference. I mean, you're the guy who talked about change, right? You talk about change as if you actually changed things for the better. But the fact is, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. The tyrants, they're still in office. Nothing's changed. I don't know if it's true or not, but there are people out there saying that you're a cop. If that's true, well, guess what? You're the snake in the grass. You follow unconstitutional orders. You enforce unconstitutional laws. Don't sit there and say, I haven't enforced unconstitutional laws. Every cop in this country has.
And they eventually found a snake hidden in this pandemic. They found a snake hidden in collapsing this financial circus that we call our economy. And they found a snake into brewing one of the biggest wars that we've ever known that's coming on the horizon really soon. It's at our doorstep, folks. That's where it's at. You know, this channel's always talking about preparedness, and it always will, because it's very important. And I don't want people to lose sight of what's important, especially these days. But you know, you're going to have so many funds to prepare, and that's just the way it is. But training your mind and your body, spiritually, mentally, you can do that every day. One thing that I come to terms with a long time ago, folks, and I know all my folks on here has come to terms as well. Now, all my family, the ones that I consider family anyway, because not all family is blood. We all know that, don't we? You can train. You can continue to train. You can do the best with what you have. Whatever kind of weaponry you have, whatever kind of preps you have, whatever you can afford, you can do something with it. You can do something with this. And when you start using this and you start using your heart, then you start walking the walk. Well, they're going to have to take it from us, folks. They're going to have to take freedom from us. Because we damn sure ain't going to give it up freely.
Oh, it seems like Zombie Farmer's getting too big for his britches. Him and those people talking about civil war, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. Dude, you got too big for your britches. Says the snake in the grass, who could possibly be a cop. You're out of your dang mind, dude. Like I said to you before, that video's been deleted, but what are you going to do when 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people show up on your doorstep? What are you going to do? What is 3 people? I don't know how many people live on your property, but what is a handful of people going to do with 20 people? Hmm? You might live with your wife and your kids. What are you going to do? I mean, use your freaking brain. Dude, you're a snake in the grass. You know, you people can wear all the "Don't Tread on Me" merch Let's go, Brandon merch and the Thin Blue Line merch and claimed to be a patriot, but really you're not. You can wear all those things, the Gadsden flag, t-shirts, hoodies, don't tread on me, come and take it merch, let's go Brandon merch. You can wear all of that, but the fact is, you can train as well as you can train as much as you want. You can prep as much as you want, but really, violence tends to backside you. You know, I'm telling the truth. Violence tends to blindside you. And those of you who are big on concealed carry, you say that elements of surprise is the way to go. It's better. Well, guess what? Violence tends to blindside you. It just happens out of nowhere. Zombie farmer, you got too big for your britches. That's a fact.
And that's just the way it is. No matter what rock they turn over next, we're going to be waiting and ready.
Well, see, there's your problem right there, waiting. While you're being complacent, spewing a bunch of cognitive dissonance, which you just did. Being complacent, being peaceful, while at the same time waiting and being patient. They, the powers that be, the tyrants, are planning their next move. Hell, they're probably uh, doing red flag order raids right now. You just don't know about it. You know nothing about it. You probably know nothing about it whatsoever. I probably know nothing about it. About these secret red flag order raids. It happened to Gary Willis. It happened to Duncan Lemp. Out of nowhere. The violence blindsided those two people. Happened to Chelsea Kirk. It happened to Sean Rowe. You're biting off more than you can chew. Go ahead and say SHTF 2022 as much as you want. You can say we need to train, we need to be prepared, you need to be prepared, you need to be trained and all that as much as you want. But there's a lot of people out there who's going to hesitate when the bullets start flying. When you hesitate, you're as good as dead. That's a fact, dude.
Because that's who we are. That's what we do. That's how that this country was founded. Skip says amen to that. 2021 is about gone, folks. SHTF 2022 is almost here. If you ain't ready, get ready. And if you are ready, continue to train.
Yeah, this country was founded on rights and freedoms and all that, but the fact is, guess what those people did? They fought. You talk about walk the walk and all that kind of stuff. Those people back in those old days, they talked the talk, but they also walked the walk. Patriots today, if you can call them that, of course I don't call them that because they're not patriots. They're paper and plastic patriots. They don't walk the walk. They talk a big talk. That's a fact, Jack. Y'all ain't gonna do anything. Prime example in Odessa, Texas, during the spring 2020 COVID-19 lockdown. A bunch of people armed with rifles, handguns, try to keep a bar open, and of course, here comes the police. They say, "Oh, you guys were on the bar's premises," but they weren't. And of course, the cops told those people to disarm themselves, and what do those people do? What do? They disarmed themselves like good submissive bitches. They say good old Texas boys? Uh-huh. More like good old bitch boys is more like it. And again, I gotta say this. If you're out there protesting while armed with the intention that you said firearm against a tyrannical government, but really you don't, what's the what's the point of being armed? That makes no sense to me. What's the point of you being armed while protesting or life just doing what you do on a daily basis? If your sole purpose is to be armed is to overthrow a tyrannical government when it's time, but you don't, what's the point of that? And there's people out there, I'm pretty sure you, zombie farmer, you're probably going to say, well, Red, you got to pick and choose your battles wisely. Rights violations, that's enough to be hanged. The powers that be back in the old West, the old American West days, when those people, even sheriffs, even the U.S. Marshals, who violated people's rights, they got hanged. Even the outlaws, they got hanged for violating people's rights. You talk about SHTF. Dude, ain't gonna be no SHTF. Ain't gonna be no insurrection. Ain't gonna be no revolution. Ain't gonna be no civil war. Maybe if you spent less time fear mongering and actually tell the truth, wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here talking about this. I wouldn't be making videos taking people like you down a peg or two, shrinking you down to size, because apparently it seems like someone needs to take you down a peg or two because you got too big for your britches. Real freaking talk. You ain't gonna do anything, boy. You ain't gonna do anything.
Because in a blink of an eye, we all could be saddling up to ride. God bless you all out there. Stay the course, keep the faith. See my folks on the flip side.
Well, Happy New Year's to you. But you know, you ain't gonna do anything. When the government tells you to jump, you say how high. When the government tells you to roll over, what do? You roll over while they trample all over your freaking rights. All this is it's a joke. Politics, it's all a joke. It's all a joke, seriously.